everyone. Welcome to the very first episode of Empower the Data, the podcast where business begins with data and AI leads the way forward. I'm Yuri, your host, and I couldn't be more excited to kick off this series. In this podcast, we will explore how businesses are using data and AI to solve complex problems, innovate faster, and scale smarter. We will be speaking with experts, founders, and thought leaders from across the industries. But to begin, we're going straight to the source. Our guest today is the CEO and co-founder of DataForest, Alex Sheremeta. Yay! Alex,
Hey,
welcome to the show, and it's great to have you here. I know that you have extremely tough schedule, and I really appreciate that you found some time for us. So, Alex, words to
hi
you.
Yuri. Hi Yuri. Thank you for having me here. Yeah, the nowadays we have this speed is quite high in all what we are doing. So yeah, probably the schedule are tough, but yeah, let's talk. Probably that we have those topics that we wanna discuss here. I think it's crucial for
Yeah.
people. So yeah, let's begin.
Sure, sure. Let's begin. Let's go straight to the forward. But before we will jump straight to the business part, can you please tell us a little bit more about Data Forest and what's the background and what makes you to create the company?
Yeah, great question. Actually, it was already 8 years ago. Yeah, so some time passed by. Um, I remember I finished my career actually in the banking since yeah, I was initially in banking. Actually, for my career, I already tried three different professions. Yeah, I was working in a marketing, then in the banking, and then nowadays in IT. So. But I would say my connection to the technological industry, to tech industry overall, it started from my school, yeah, from young youth years. So I used to learn programming in the school, and then I more practiced in the economics and in the math and the statistics in university years. And after that, actually, I was thinking about what next. Yeah, where in my last years, my last grade in university, I was thinking where to go, and I had two options actually there to go into audit companies like Big Four, Deloitte, Price, PricewaterhouseCoopers, KPMG, etc., or to go to some banks. And actually, banks won. Yeah, those fights. So yeah.
Banks always
Um,
won.
yeah. Hopefully for me, yeah, it was quite interesting way, yeah. And I spent 12 years in the risk management in Ukrainian and international banks. I will say my career mostly connected to the risk management, into the quantitative risk management, and overall my experience with the data is already more than 18 years. So yeah, quite a long run for that.
Yeah, that's a cool story. Like you start from the beginning, like from the bottom line, and now you're the CEO of the company that already had more than 100 people. If I'm not mistaken, that's
Yeah,
115.
110 already.
110. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty cool. And can you please tell us what kind of problem you tried to solve in the beginning, and what kind of problem Data4 is solving now?
We started, and actually, it was all going on with the suggest with the thought that data science is something that is crucial for the people at different market. So we started when we make it at the forest with my business partners. Yeah, we were thinking on the making different type of automations for the big enterprises because of understanding that this part are not so efficient and people using old style type of things inside the company. So using Excel, using some kind of lots of manual work, and the data I would say was used not in an efficient way. So this was the initial idea actually to make. To empower the data actually, yeah, and to make things work more effective, to make people work more effective with the data in a more proper way. So I would say, yeah, this was the initial idea actually, just to make things more effective, to help people to work with the information in the proper way.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. And I know that we provide not just data services. I know there's a core, but where else? What else Data Forest does?
Yeah, actually, it was some evolvement of those services that we are providing, because we start with this type of automation, with the working with the with the information, yeah, how we're working with the automation, how we're building reports, etc. But then we evolve to more serious things in a data science field. So we start with the machine learning, with the AI adoption. We add different type of ETL integration. So we start working with the high-load system. Nowadays, we're building platforms and different software as a service products. So actually, we made the cycle from working with the information, starting from collecting, keeping that information, and creating some value from the data in the way of building predictive analytics, in the way of building different models, in the way of building enterprise management software, in the way for building platforms or software as a service products. So this is what we are doing actually now.
Yeah, and you already mentioned that we work with the different type of industries across the different types of market. But can you tell us who gets the most benefits from our solutions, or they're all?
We are industry agnostics in a nutshell, but I would say the maximum effect get those industries that are utilizing lots of data in terms of transactions, in terms of clients, in terms of products. So any of that actually create the additional value when company ask us to do something, yeah, on their side. So.
Okay, thank you for sharing. And that's interesting where we're talking about this very high level, but people like to know the numbers. They like to hear some cases and some great stories. So, can you please share a few specific client cases or projects where data has made the big difference?
Yeah, we have lots of cases when we help and when we help our clients and they get actually really good results. I would say not only good, but I would say great results. So for one example, for example, we were working with the Unilever and we helped them to automate one of the process with
That's a
the
big name.
yeah, and for one of department in US, we help them to create the platform that actually integrate the communication with the providers and creating the data analytic platform on the other side. So it actually helps the department from 5 people to make their life easier. So to make an analysis of the data and to make a different type of presentations in more easier way. So this platform actually help them to slice and dice information and not to make the old style looking presentation, but rather to provide the access to the system and to say, okay, here we have certain criteria and the filters that you can help that you can use in order to actually to find the insights, to see those insights by yourself. Another case, for example, for pharmacy chain with the more than 2,500 branches. So we help them to relieve around $60 million in the, so from
Oh,
the frozen stock. So for each pharmacy that they had some number of drug items that they collected and not be and those items not been sold. So not been selling actually in effect. So that is why that is why it just was a frozen stock. So we help them properly to redistribute those items across the chain, and actually this helps them to relieve this amount. So which is quite good. In another case, for example, we built several platforms from scratch, and those companies nowadays already cost more than $50 million. So, which is as well great. So some of them 30, some of them 50, some of them already coming to $100 million in a estimate. So which is really great, I think.
Listen, you're talking such a big numbers, and uh, just out of curiosity, I know that we're not going to bring in the numbers at the table, and every platform is different. But I'm pretty sure that the development of that platforms is slightly cheaper than 10, 5, or maybe $15 million, right?
Definitely. No, I mean, it's not some, I will say, it is not the secret what more or less what more or less cost those platforms or the different platforms. Some of them actually cost millions, in fact, because of for the 5 years for the team who are driving those platforms for bringing new features and a tech inside those platforms. So definitely it will cost significant amount of money. But people usually start from something small. And when we speak about small, for example, startups or just in the testing year, I would say it's not kind of MVP, but it's some smaller, but giving you an understanding whether this product is feasible, sustainable, whether it is making so create the interest from the buyers, from the clients. So those kind of things start from the 30K up to, I don't know, 50 or something like that. But it's some kind of 2-3 months of work for the team actually to make some small POC, from POC to MVP type of product. When we speak about more, I will say, mature MVPs, which should work, which should have all the functionality inside, even though we call them MVP. So it's more about 150 to 100K for making such product. If we speak about more, we are speaking about software as a service, yeah, so platforms or something like that. When we speak about automation could start from the 10K, for example, which sometimes it is enough to making some some tweaks and adjustments, or create some, for example, AI agent actually to assist you. And then the figures might differ, depends on what we are doing, what people need, etc. So the figures are quite different for the industries, for the type of clients, etc. But as a company, we try to start from small and help to create the value to our clients by utilizing what we know. And since we are not we are not trained with the just developer heads, so we are not
Mhm.
making some implementation. Mostly we are in a end-to-end custom software development. We are trying to focus how to effectively manage data, how to implement AI capabilities to the companies, I would say, over the globe. So, and it means that we need to start with something, and then people all the time see the potential for the growth of our services inside them, because they are seeing value that we are bringing them. So always it's about positive return on investment for them.
Yeah, and talking about the ROI, can you share some maybe specific numbers in some cases? Yeah,
I would
that's
say,
a huge. Million sounds pretty good,
yeah.
but for some, let's say, middle-sized businesses who just dreaming about that numbers, what kind of ROI can they expect?
It varies. I would say it's always positive. However, for the industry, it's more or less 30%, for example, ROI, it's normal, yeah, for that margin. But we do have cases, and when we speak about something new, some products, for example, so it's a X times. Yeah, so it might be, I don't know, 1 to 5, 1 to 10x. So on the investment. So the story, we have lots of different stories here. I would say mostly when people start making any kind of changes within the businesses, eventually with us, it's bringing to the positive return from them. Here it's crucial to understand who are our clients actually. Yeah, so we can decompose them into three parts, and I would say first one is the enterprise-minded people who finish their careers or finishing their careers in the big companies and enterprises, and they want to build some new products. So they see the market, they have some already made funds for that investments, and they ask us actually to create this one. We have We have three core values, which is flexibility, which is cooperation and the communication, and the result targeting. And this part, with both with our expertise and their understanding how the processes should work and how the everything should be structured. So this helps. Yeah. So we usually meet their requirements. We in line with them because they are from corporates. We are from corporates at the beginning, so we knew how to communicate in a proper way with them. We knew how to communicate, how to provide the all information what we are doing. We knew how to create this the level of expectation for us and as well for what we are doing. So this is first one. The second one, I will say, those are the companies who are willing to make pivots. And by that I'm saying that they have already working business. This business brings revenue, this brings bringing cash, and but they see the potential for making some changes in the business by creating some applications, some web applications, some products which is based on their main services, but with this digital part that are bringing additional value to end clients. So for some example, one of our client in the media market who is actually working a lot with the haircuts things, so the hair products. So we created for them the application which helps to make it try on a different hairstyles. So this one example. Another company, they are making services for them by finding advisors and investors in the real estate market in US. So for more, not in US, in UK, for but it's not for the small real estate. It's for some big one, and we actually build the platform for them that helps to make that process, so to automate this process, and by utilizing that platform, overall process become more easier, become more, I would say, transparent. Yeah, so which is great for both sides in the investment market. So there are lots of such examples. But a third one, which is the last but not the least, and I will say it's some type of our clients where I see a lot of potential inside, is those companies that actually in the process for making more uh, implementing more digitalization in what they are doing to adapt some AI things inside the business. So those businesses actually trying to create more efficiency to boost their business actually. And such kind of example, we had a product where we replace data analysts with the AI agent. It's a small thing, but eventually this is the part with whom end user communicating by utilizing platform eventually. So and the significantly improve the user experience in that platform and to create additional value for them. On another side, for example, we have a company that trying, for example, this fintech company where they need to overall change what they are doing and how they are doing actually. So to implement AI in terms of their business process, we help for them to create the platform, the data platform, which get information, we scrap information from the different sources, and we utilize by utilizing AI capabilities, making different type of scores, and with the integration with their core system Affinity, it's a name of CRM for them, that they actually improve the process, how they find the targets for them. So this investment business as well. So they're working in a venture capital. So that they need in their process, they need to find the new leads. So we help them actually with that process. In another case, I will say it will be last one because I can speak about them all day long. Yeah,
Sure,
but
8 years of experience.
yeah, in another one, we actually transform overall a business, and help them to, I mean, to totally to change the process and the have capabilities inside the company to scale more. So we implement. So in the beginning, the high qualified people was looking for some information in the internet, then go and make in the manual some work with that information. They put some reports which more or less standardized, etc. And what we did then, so we made automate all of that process. We create the AI-driven scrapers that collect all of that information from different sources. We create the enterprise management system for this data. So inside that they have additional platform which helps them to understand this information, to monitor, to have some highlights on the different sites, to do the duplicate for eventually the different type of news in the one system. And then to create with the AI usage, we help them to create reports, presentation for the client, for the end clients, and just to have some small amount of people there in the process actually to verify what is going on and to click OK, send this information to the end user. This is how the company is actually eventually to utilize our service and to actually to implement this data and AI type of things in their businesses.
Okay, thank you for sharing. That was pretty open answer. And I have a kind of tricky question. And if we're talking about the clients and their understanding of AI, because we hear an AI everywhere. I heard the story like at the conference when one guy said that their boss was playing golf with another CEOs, and they start talking about the AI, and he didn't have any AI implementation in their company. He came back to their CTO and said, we need to get AI. CTO asked, like, what exactly you mean? He said, I don't care. We just need to get AI because everybody had it. I have to have something to talk with them about it. So the question is, when the clients comes to Data Forest, do they have a clear understanding of their needs and what they want? Or they just coming with some idea and some issue, and data forest based on our previous experience and expertise, helping them to shape up this form, this idea, and create the solution for their problems.
Yeah, Yuri, this is great question, and actually, this is what happened in the practice. Yeah, so I would say mostly our clients came to us with some one-page idea, list of those ideas, or some list of requirements, which is more or less high-level one, and our work actually to outline to, I would say. To communicate with them to find what each of those tasks are actually about and what is stand behind of that, so what the eventual what eventually they want to solve with that requirements, because usually people people write something which is not which sometimes not relates
Mhm.
to eventual goals, but they are thinking that this will lead them to these goals. So we try to understand what actually our clients want to solve, and by that we are advising them and plan our work based on those kind of things. So we are advising how they should be built, or how this type of thing should be implemented and how it should work. Definitely we need subject matters from the company, because we are not inside the companies, so we need to understand some context and how the business are being done on their side, how the processes run. So definitely we need their participation in our projects, and we try to attract them actually to our work. But our part is to make the consultancy for them. Our part is actually to deliver end product for them.
Okay, so basically, Data Forest provides BA to so business analytics also included, and you guys, based on the expertise, can help people understand what they want. If they have a wrong understanding of some way how to reach the solution, you guys can just lead them to that solution in the right direction.
Yes, you're totally right. And you start with a great story about two CEOs, and actually, I'm seeing that in a real practice. Yeah, for the last 2 years, people was dreamed, I will say, people dreamed about AI, about those type of things that will totally change or, you know, rearrange their businesses and what they are doing. What we are seeing now is that, you know, some regrets and some sad things about about all of that, because, you know, it was the pretty high level of expectation on the what AI can do, and eventually it is not like that. So we still need people in the loop for most of the processes, and only some the business processes can be fully automated with the AI usage. So, but still, this type of technology is really bring you added value. So, but you need to know what to do with them, what is actually good to do, what is actually good fit for automating with the AI, what is not. So, and this type of knowledge we have on our side, and what we are actually helping companies as well is to understand where to go. So, what type of prototyping should they do? And I think this is really crucial for people nowadays to understand more where to invest, I would say, not just to do something.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. And if we already start talking about AI, my next question is going to be, where do you think the AI technology is going to be, let's say, in the 3, 5 years? Because right now, people have extra expectation, like they over expected something from AI. But what do you think about 3, 5 years? Are we going to reach that point that people expecting right now, or it's still going to be just some, I wouldn't say replacement, but the co-pilot for some business tasks?
What we are seeing now, it is really significant involvement of copilots and AI agentic software. The second, I would say, stage, because on the first one, and yeah, on the first one, we did a lot of POCs, proof of concepts for the markets, and nowadays we're more in terms of building those copilots that already helps them, and AI agent that as well being part of the processes. And I recommend people to utilize AI agent both with the people inside. So it is not something that's okay. We don't need people at all, and let's do some AI agent which will replace all people inside the company, all the back office or front office, etc. In fact, we are doing some type of things for that. So one of our clients, they are implementing for call centers and for cold calling. There we are implementing them the really good AI agent, which helps to make a calls, to make a cold calling there. However, we should understand the cost of these models, which are really good and has low latency and more in line with how we are communicating. The cost of that is quite high, either on a implementing or in operation as well. So more or less, the cost of this AI agent is the same with the cost of employee. However, the efficiency are higher there for the AI agent. As well, we can scale it up or scale it down effectively and fastly. So we don't need to, to have this 2 weeks to hire somebody, etc., or
Mhm.
another 2 months to fire somebody, which sometimes is the more crucial. So, but still, it is the costs are quite high. So we shouldn't imagine that it's a cheap, just to spend 1K, 5K, or whatever, and you will get the replacement for your team. So it is not. So we have to understand that, and we have to be prepared to make any POCs to invest into this and to invest into scaling. And usually for the AI implementation is the short period of time and the short time and short money investments into building proof of concept. So it's enough from I would say from 2 weeks to 1 month to make some prototype. But then when you try to implement that into business process to scale to handle all of the I would say different ways how the process in effect working. Yeah, so you need to handle lots of different exceptions there. So and those actually takes time. And where we have when I start with the 2 weeks, 1 month, but eventually it's about something like 6 months. Then when you test your hypothesis, when you test your proof of concept, then you need around 6 months at least to implement that in the practice. So and this already significant investment for any company. So we should remember that. In terms of your question, which is a great one, we have I would say we have high speed now on implementing different new things that we haven't had a couple years ago. So starting with the ChatGPT 3.5, nowadays we have O3, O3 Pro, etc. On the chat on the OpenAI field, but we do have as well other models, multimodal models that are really huge already and performing quite good. However, we are seeing that there are rise in those approaches, methods, and the type of things that those models can do. We as well waiting for AGI, which is general artificial intelligence. It is something another that large language models that we used to already work with. So the general artificial intelligence is a more like in a human, I would say, human mind, yeah, rather than some predictive type of things. Because with the LLM, anything that we are receiving is some type of forecasting. So prediction of what we are expecting to receive by asking anything. So the model actually trying to reconfigure, right, or trying to find the high chance of those that you are expecting to receive and returning that. This knowledge are quite general, and we see
Mhm.
that in our communication whenever we want to make more granular, to more deeper there. So we need to utilize more advanced technique by applying different RAG. So with retrieval augmented generation, which means that we create a specific area, specific storage for data, for putting different information inside of the storage, and then utilize a LLM model just to go inside this particular storage and grab those information that we actually need. So this is what how they differ the general chatbot that we are communicating at the I would say this chat console at the ChatGPT or with the Grok or with the Gemini, whatever. So with those type of things that we are building for example, for our clients. So
Mhm.
because we utilize lots of different techniques on the top of that.
And yeah, thank you. And another question, like from the last conference that I attended, I heard the statement from the one of the main speakers from the stage. What he said, and that was related to the all businesses, like on all domains, that if you do not have AI integration right now, you have to get it within the next couple years. Otherwise, you will be out of the business in 2, 3 years. Would you agree with that statement?
I totally agree with that. I think that this is something new that we have to try, and even though we are not receiving those that we are dream about, that it will be solve everything. However, we already try to use it. We try to implement it in the process. We see the potential challenges that we have with this implementation. We start understanding how it works. We start understanding where it's good, where it's not. And this helps us actually to implement new things afterwards. And this is crucial when we already starting with the some prototyping. Um, I recommend people to start with the selecting, and this is actually what we are doing inside as well. So we are we are a company that we actually feel the AI. We feel how the things are changing in the market, because nowadays writing code is we have lots of automated things that are writing code. In fact, they are
Yeah.
not so good, but still it's
Hard
some.
time for juniors.
Yep, totally agree with you. But I would say it's just changing how we are doing things. So before we was writing with the, more computer level languages. Then we switch eventually to object oriented programming, and nowadays we are switching to AI writing. So still we have some person, some operator who has actually managed this one, who are actually knew what he's or she is dealing with, and how the architecture should looks like, how the processes should looks like, etc. So I would say the business analysis start to be more crucial rather than just the junior developers, but still we need the people to effectively use the services. Coming back to what we were talking about, um, we have to have AI plans and implementation inside the organization. So we advise to our clients to make a three-step approach here. So first one, to make to select the strategic ideas from their goals, from their visions, and select, I would say, 3 to 5 ideas that they see connection between the strategy, revenue, and the user experience. And try to, so the second step is actually to create, to initiate the pilots for doing that type of things. So to make some investment, to create some budgets for that testings. On the third step, actually, to making the lesson learns. So not to expect something 100 results for all of those 3 to 5 ideas, but to expect to get the knowledge from those experiments. So when they at the third step, we have to understand what's happened, where we had good results, where not, and select. And then for the, I would say, fourth step is actually select those one where we have better results, to collect the knowledge that we obtained from the worst cases, and try to scale the positive cases. So to invest more in the implementation of those things that are at least bring some value for us, not the 100%, but those pilots that bring 60 to from 51 to 100% are good to go with them into scaling, within the organization.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that knowledge. I'm pretty sure that's going to be useful for our listeners. We're planning to implement some AI, and we slowly but surely are running out of time. But I still have a couple more questions to ask, and one of them is because AI market is evolving very fast. How did Data Forest prepare to that? What do you guys do to stay at the pinnacle of the technology?
This is a good question. In fact, we are in the front of the changes in the market, yeah, and we are trying to be in line with the leaders, and what we are doing inside. So as I mentioned before, yeah, we select in each department. We are selecting those type of things that might have the significant impact on the processes. And we have, on our side, we have a goal to make a 25% of AI implementation till the year end. And we are already in a progress in lots of projects, because it's a big program yet to implement AI within the organization. And for each department, we have a project where we identify those type of things, those tasks, those processes, those work that people do, and how we can either utilize the third-party tools, create our own tools, or at least to make a proper prompts for utilize the ChatGPT or some similar type of applications. So what eventually we understand, with the preparation, that even for if we are not implementing application or not writing own application for utilizing AI. We have to create some methodology, some framework, how actually employees should utilize AI, ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, whatever, in their work. It couldn't be just use that one or just use another one. So it should be the I would say fixed process, fixed framework where we as well have lots of standardized prompts and the branches. So actually, which this process or this workflow which employee should follow in order to get results, and which prompts employee should use in that process. We get some confirmation from the McKinsey research that shows that when AI implementation being under control under this frameworking or not making, just something, yeah. So it brings more than 30%, 30% better results. However, if people are not following that approach and put this process on the people who doesn't understand how the AI works, what challenges and the problems that they might have, the results are quite lower, and I would say they are negative. So, for example, they made this for the developers. So whenever developers are without any understanding making code with the usage of AI, they are bringing 50% lower results, so that they are creating things ba- wrong things faster than when they are doing when they have controlled process, and they actually advised on how and which practice better to use. So in those cases, we are when we advise, it is 30% better results. So we see 30% better or 50% worse, even though. So this huge difference, huge range in that implementation, and we should remember that the AI implementation should be under control, and with the having people, those that are understanding what the implementation is, and those people that are creating the frameworks, the methodology for utilizing AI capabilities.
Okay, that's a great answer. Thank you so much for sharing. And I wish you all the best with all beginnings. I see that you guys are prepared to the future and to the clients who will deal with you in the near future. And not only, however, our small thing in this episode and the podcast in general, that's the last statement, final statement from our guest. Alex, what would you say to our listeners?
Uh, you know, it's a good question here, and good one for the ending this communication. I would say dream, plan, and do. This is crucial.
So you're in three times cooler than Nike. They hey just do. You already go in there prepared. So
Yeah.
thank you so much, Alex. One more time, thank you for your time today. Thanks our listeners, guys. All the information how you can contact Alexander or the data forest in general will be in the description. So it's great to have you here. I wish you all the best. And for our listeners, I want to say, guys, I'll see you next time in the next episode with another great guest. Thank you so much, and ciao for now.
Thank you, Yuri. Bye bye.